This could soon be the new state flag flying across Minnesota.
Yeah, with the colors cut down and the star rotated, this is the final design put forward today. But as our Corn Hogger tells us, it still needs full approval from the legislature.
Conservative life on Mars, because we are living in strange times. This came across my radar. I think this is just completely silly, but it has come across my radar. The wonderful, great state of Minnesota wants to change its flag. The state flag, it wants to change this. And what they are wanting to change it to is even more ridiculous than what it is there now. Now, if you were to look at the flag right now as we speak for Minnesota, it's blue, then you have the seal in the middle of it. You have some stars, I'm assuming because you can see stars out in Minnesota. Here in Los Angeles, we have problems seeing stars, smog. You then go into the next layer, you see some flowers. I'm assuming those are the state flower. Then you get to the problematic part where you see this picture of basically you have an Indian on a horse who's just riding by, and then you have what looks like a settler, looks like he's just plowing the ground. And it almost looks like he has his hand up saying hi to the guy as he's riding by. Critics of this particular flag suggest that the imagery of this suggests that the indigenous people were defeated and are going away, and all the white folks are moving in and staying because they won. Let that sit and marinate on how ridiculous this sounds. If white folks won, then why is the state named after with an Indian name? The name Minnesota is supposed to mean something with the blue stars or the blue waters or something along these lines. Sorry that I have not really investigated that, but this is just really ridiculous. Me, a person who has never been to Minnesota, and this is my first time actually gazing upon the flag, I just sort of thought, okay, looks like he's the Indian. It has the Indian culture being exposed there, and you have the settlers, which would be the white folks in there, the various different white folks or white denominations, saying hi to the guy. And further on in the background, you have mountains, you have water, and so forth. But somehow this means that the Indians lost something. Yes, to a degree, but does that imagery totally depict that? No. This is just somebody's guilty conscience that came up with it. Now, what's even more ridiculous, which I think everybody should talk about here, is this ridiculous flag that they came up with to replace the seal flag. You have a picture of it. I'm showing it up right now. You have this 8-sided star, which is supposed to have several different meanings. You have this navy colored part that's supposed to be an abstract shape of Minnesota, which looks like a chevron. And then you have this light blue part that's supposed to mean the water and so forth. This is what they have decided upon, and being that Minnesota is mainly Democratic, this will probably be inaugurated or voted on and approved. Previous to this, they had a green stripe in there, and each stripe was supposed to represent something, and that got voted down or it was taken away. But now this is what they've come up with, which to me is absolutely ridiculous. I thought this was some European flag when I first saw it. I kept thinking, what's the deal? Unless you are in Minnesota, is probably the only reason why you would know what this 8-sided star meant. It actually has several different meanings based off of one of the videos that I saw, but all in all, I think this is just silly and stupid. They have a right to change the flag. just like how several southern states are being asked to change their flag because it has the Confederate flag, stars and bars on it, which universally in the United States, that has some meaning to it, stars and bars. But this silliness that the original Minnesota flag has with the seal, nobody understands that but somebody's guilty conscience up in Minnesota, and they should be ashamed of themselves. And if the best replacement is this silly three-color thing with a 8-sided star on it, it's just really, really bad. It's just bad and poor judgment. There's quite a number of people that think this is a good choice because no one gets offended, no one has nothing to say about it, there are no humans in there, they don't have to pander to people who want to make something out of nothing like they did with the previous flag or the current flag. Okay, this is Conservative Life from Mars. We are living in weirder and strange times. Am I blowing smoke, or tell me what you think?